For those of you that don't know, we have a coloring book information upgrade and where we're at with it, etc. For those of you that are discerning how you are going to keep yourself more safe while these crazy drones are everywhere, please watch this video. I have asked the Synergist Telegram to watch this video, and our video people already have it downloaded, because when you do watch it, I'm sorry, it's from August 2023. It's pretty important. There are some things I'm going to revisit. I'm going to be redoing this based on what we've got now. However, from the non-vaxxer Telegram and Rumble, his team of folks, okay, they sent some things. Welcome to the present and future of social design and universal equality. The new reality is the 5D. Yeah, beam set, social design, interverse, and metaverse. Told you, you're not going to the 5D, not even the 5G. 5D consciousness reality is the end goal of the 4IR. 4IR transitions society to the 5IR Industrial Revolution. Here we go. And New Agers are deeply programmed to accept this augmented metaverse stuff. Well, of course they are. So what I did is I went to the site directly, and here we have your happiness and enjoyment and events and futuristic shopping. Yeah, that's easy. Oddly enough, in my X education, I just explained this again, because we just were told nothing about the biodigital convergence with your digital twin for 20 years. Okay? So what happens is we have an internet of literally everything. And in order for you to have your ascension city with Jasara Nasara, well, you have a bunch of sensors that are in your body. And then you can literally go anywhere in your smart city. And because we're under your skin, following you around, when you arrive at your smart building with your smart restaurant, it knows what you want. And it ain't magical, and it's not ascension. It's intra-body communication with ICT, which just went over. So this is 802.15.8. And here's you, game playing, music sharing, peer-to-peer, geosocial services. Here's you with location-based advertisement, where you are, what you're doing, personalized smart environment in your house, and emergency notification and alarm, relative positioning, and all the biosignal taxonomy we've been over. Vehicle to everything? Yeah, and the wireless body area network since 1996. What's it for? Network-centric system of systems, embedded sensors, multi-service edge, and the core networks that run it all, with the biosensors under your skin. And everything you see right there, they have a remote control to on the right-hand side of the screen. But the aliens are coming and they love you. Explain it then. You won't. All you have are a lot of people that grifted and gaslit you to keep you quelled, while the rest of us went through hell so that we could talk about the biodigital convergence. Here we are. So tell me how it works, your new ascended city. 802.15.6, that would be your body. The human body makes the best antenna. Try searching for that. Human body as antenna. Have fun. So here we are with all your sensor networks, your smart healthcare, your wireless devices. We're converging everything, the water, the plants, the soil. It's a SCADA system, so you do not have access to your own data. Set up off the back end of testing everything in the hospital with biomedical telemetry. It's called the Internet of Medical Things. Any wave beam forming patches and wearables you're using is bioelectronics. Runs on the core network back end of the Internet of Medical Things for biological cyber security so that you cannot be hacked or you would be suing your wellness company for being hacked, if you even knew that your butt was on the cloud. But nobody seemed to stop and ask how it is that the Fitbit talks to the cell phone. Intra-body communication. So, you have your smarter healthcare, precision AI healthcare with a digital twin. That's a copy of you in a database. Then they're going to scream and whine, and I'm going to say, congressional modeling software with IIT set, please. That's our modeling software with those digital twins for 50 years out of the mouth of our Congress. And NVIDIA people, I think, are present on that one. Yeah, they're the moderator. Professional visualization executive with NVIDIA. Digital twin simulations have been simmering for half a century, but the past decade's advances in GPUs, AI, and software platforms are heating up their adoption in this higher fidelity era of more immersive experiences. A digital twin is a virtual representation, a true-to-reality simulation of physics and materials, of a real-world physical asset or system, which is continuously updated. Now, the reason that it is continuously updated has to do with your United Nations and those Agenda 2030 goals that you also did not choose to inform people about properly. We heard all about how our hairspray and everything else was killing the world. That would be Greta screaming and crying. But nobody mentioned human augmentation. Don't you find that a little weird? They also lied about the geoengineering. They kept telling everybody who tried to talk about the sky being weird or chemtrails, they said, nah, you're just crazy. See, once you let that crap work on one set of people, all the targeted individuals, etc., well, then the people who are looking up at their local skies and going, what is this? Well, you're crazy. Hey, it worked just as fine with everybody else. I mean, why wouldn't it work with you? Oh, but I have a job, but I'm a lawyer, I'm an attorney. Yeah, and somehow now you're crazy. Because you use the right terminology, even geoengineering. And right now today, all these young nerds look at you and say, wow, you're crazy. There's a reason for that. It's called human augmentation. It's a cross from Greta and the crying, right here. Health and well-being. Okay? So then you scroll up in this document, which is from the UN, and there's human augmentation with all the appropriate red letter professional numbers for who'll be doing all these jobs, which has everything to do with your genome under your skin, genetic engineering, synthetic biology, and they think it's aliens. Of course they do. They've been told all their life that NASA's up there on the moon. They're staring at Elon's dick rockets every 5 minutes. Oh, we're going to the moon. I just have one question. Why can't we fix what's going on down here? If we're going to go to the moon, we're going to have ways to terraform the atmosphere, breathe properly. We're going to need equipment, etc., etc. So what are you doing? Oh, you just don't know. I do. You do? Yeah, I really do. I'm sorry, but I'm absolutely positive now that the way this is going, you guys are in big trouble. It's the, not intergalactic, Internet of Space things. Remember what I just said about why can't we fix things here on Earth? Yeah? And they said it's the galactic network with your goofy Guggen over there lying through her teeth about so many things to keep everybody hooked in their starseed back end of the Cisco backplane of tethering bodies to the network function virtualization we're using with the smart city. Your Internet of Space things tethers with mesh networking, your Internet of Things. It uses satellites. Yeah, CubeSat. Let me show you how small those are. Okay, CubeSat. Yeah, they're launched into orbit. Sure are. And they can be the size of a Rubik's Cube. Wow. And the majority of your Internet of Space things is using something called metamaterials. They're at the micrometer and nano scale. So you're going to take a nano step at a time to Mars? No. Your Internet of Space things, as you can see right here with the IEEE, it's all here on Earth, looking through your tissue. It's all here on Earth, looking down through you. It's all here on Earth for your 5G smart city, not 5D. Your Jasara Nasara is your digital ID. You're not decentralized either. It's all here on Earth. It's all here. So where are you going? You're going into that smart city. How do we know for sure? Congress. How else do we know for sure? The United Nations. You literally lied about everything they're doing and sent out Greta to scream about the climate. And nobody was even able to talk to each other because then it was, convict. So let me show you how they're logging into you for real with all this smart healthcare for your digital twin. Not just those of you that do have implantables. The digital twin is every person and every molecule worldwide. And yeah, that's Gartner and Deloitte that run your W-band blockchain. That's where your new health records are too. The directed acyclic graph technology that they're using with the Hyperledger, the blockchain, is for a lot more than crypto. So there's your blockchain-enabled W-band. Can you find me the computer, please? In the little diagram here? Well, they're over here. I know, but at the intra-body area network communication level, that's your body, reading your oxygen and everything else. How is that possible? Well, in universities today, what we are dealing with is called a bio-cyber interface since 2011 with all these metamaterials. And what you do is you click on the images, and you're going to find it at ResearchGate, Science Direct, Semantic Scholar, etc., etc. The one that I usually take people to is not this one, but we'll go here for now. Hang on. Actually, no. I'll leave that there. Where's my better picture? Okay. So, now the reason that I'm picking on this one, this is November 2019. The present work focused on securing the bio-cyber interface of the Internet of Bodies, NT, nanotechnologies, and considered 3 prevalent bioelectrical transduction techniques, including bioluminescence, redox modality finding K-factor, and biological field effect transistors, Mr. Whitkey. Those are my research superheroes, so they'll know what to do with those terms. The Internet of Bio-Nanothings is an emerging paradigm at the crossroads of the Internet of Things, e-healthcare, and synthetic biology. The Internet of Bio-Nanothings relies on innovating molecular communications between biologically synthesized nanodevices to facilitate in vivo drug delivery, wireless drugging, remote monitoring, and healthcare management via the Internet. Excuse me. The Internet of Bio-Nanothings therefore requires robust security primitives to adequately address patient privacy concerns, increase physician confidence, as well as limit any malicious operation resulting in bioterrorism. The present work focused on securing the body excuse me. Brain's going too fast for a minute. So right there where it says bioterrorism, okay, that is why we have biological surveillance under the skin with DHS. Right there, first one, you click on it, here you are. They have a database that is secure with that intra-body communication on the back end of our core networks of the Pentagon. JWICS. Secure Intra-Body Communications project from Langley in 2011 with that ubiquitous health monitoring through the ultra-wideband. NASA servers. They're on the moon. They're under your skin. So is DHS. It's their job. Why? Bio-cybersecurity. We have something called smart agriculture, okay? An intelligent agriculture known as smart farming or precision agriculture is the use of advanced technologies to improve agricultural production, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, drones and sensors running the farms. So, because of that, we have cyber biological security. What is cyber biosecurity? a field that combines cybersecurity practices with biological security concerns, focusing on protecting sensitive biological information and systems used in life sciences research from cyber threats, including unauthorized access, data breaches, and potential misuse of biological materials due to what? What's it say? Cyber vulnerabilities. Okay? Now, why do I say it's so sharp? Because this is what we've been trying to get them to talk about instead of screaming bioweapon. Our children are going to college for biocybersecurity, not just for bodies, but for plants. And the Pentagon is running all these simulations of literally everything. And over here at the UN, they are well ahead on their way. Personalized medicine, ecosystem for digital twins in healthcare, and why? You let Greta scream and cry. You told everyone that the planet was dying because you've had weather warfare control in our halls of Congress with weather treaties by nation since the 70s. So instead of anybody knowing that, now it's all about the environment. Oh, and so if you try to talk about it and say, where's your computer modeling come from? Shut up, Greta's crying. Oh, so then when we said these same biosensors are used for soil, food, drugs, pathogens, toxins, water, disease, that was when your McDonald's McDowell cried about microfluidics and said, oh, we don't use biosensors in the form of nano. And others, like Pavlov-Lapova, told you the Internet of Bodies, the Internet of Things, nano's a red herring. Now do you see why? They had jobs to do, keeping you away from knowing what's embedded under your skin for Section 3 of Good Health and Well-Being, Human Augmentation. See other videos. There you are. Doesn't everybody want enhanced intelligence, sensing, disease-free bodies live forever? They're in phase 2 now. Got a market share. In cyber physical systems with the National Institute of Standards and Technology for our own government. What's it say? Human. So, that is why the starseeds and all these other people were completely fed into these systems by databases. They're not going to want to hear it that they're not talking to their good AI friend. And they're not going to want to hear it that there's not some Aldebaran place for them to go land on. They are definitely not going to want to hear it that somebody is logging into their body. And it could be their digital twin with AI. We have Agentic Square AI pins with embeddable chipset for many years as well. Now, we're going to go back to our article. Why? This biocyber interface is extremely intensive. That's why Professor Jornit's work with the microband underneath the skin, pressure in the veins and arteries is such a big deal. Not to mention Professor Achildes and all of his talks about how we're going to change it out with that smart pill from Abilify, we're going to use your bioelectronic wearable, and we're going to use the way you breathe, walk, and move as part of the encoding for algorithms and biological cybersecurity. These are interfaces. And they're there in multiple ways: radio frequency, Bluetooth, Zigbee, near field channel, RFID, electronic tattoos and transdermal patches, RFID based on biocyber interface, specialized MAC IDs written only for you. The Internet of Bio Nano Things here is about eavesdropping, black hole, century spoofing, man-in-the-middle attacks. Yeah, the same exact cyber attacks that you would get on a computer, like malware locking up your files. Well, forget that. We're going to lock up your liver. Which is why DHS is involved. Because we have national biocybersecurity with eGuardian for the FBI and fusion centers where the bodies, the body area networks, are nice and protected by Langley and friends in very secure ways. And every time I talk about it, everybody goes, well, y'all, you want me to play Party in the USA? Like, would that be easier? So come on. Everybody knows they got buttons for your bones since the 90s. That's the big secret. And you'll ask me 1,000 times, what do they do? Because you have anatomy that the starseeds will, hopefully, want to talk about called the human biofield. Used to call it the aura. They connected it to the cloud using algorithms written only for you. And those supervised machine learning algorithms are on databases. And bioelectromagnetics is made up of your blood, bone, and tissue responses for big data and bioinformatics. So when I said biofield and I do a basic search, I get this picture of a torsion field of my physical heart tissue. But it ain't real. Not unless you work for these people. Why? I go to images. Where is the electrical human anatomy, electromagnetic? Where is it? It doesn't exist. Okay. So then I go to 802.15 working group. I hit enter. I'm here at the IEEE. That doesn't tell me anything. All I got to do is click images. What do you see? Well, there's the torsion fields of your human heart. Physics, people. Yep. Tethered to databases and machine learning algorithms in use by CERN for biomedical. I'm going to perturbate that body part with a little data set. Change the pressure, change the light, use some sound. I'm going to pwn you. Why? Because I'm under your skin for 30 years. And I'm watching you move around your house in real time. Sorry, national security. We got sensors everywhere. And they record your neurological data for 10 years plus into a database. Happy fun time with no such agency. Who then tips off the other agencies in the pyramid of security for parallel construction. See other videos. So, where'd that electrical magnetic anatomy go? Intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance? Oh, that's impossible. I know, isn't it though? Every 5 minutes it's the same. And this is how they've grifted everyone into believing, oh, look out at the stars. We're going to go to Mars a nano step at a time. And while we're doing it, we're not going to tell you crap about being under your skin. We're not going to tell you about using your own nervous system as our own personal backbone to log in and out of your body with sound, high electromagnetic frequency, and low. And we're going to manipulate your magnetic field. And we're going to disconnect the Schumann and anything else that we want by disconnecting your electrical field, decoupling your bioelectric field. And this is for the Internet of Medical Things and to make sure you're secure. Intra-body communications for your nervous system. And they are identical to the things we use in electromagnetic warfare for 60 years. Microwave, millimeter wave, terahertz, optical, inductive, capacitive, galvanic coupling, ultrasound. There she is. That's the taxonomy of all the ways they're under your skin. And they're changing the way your neurons signal one another. Isn't that great? Don't you feel safe? All the satellites are pointing down under your skin. They're the size of nano. Isn't that wonderful? You don't need Kirlian photography. You need a radio frequency engineer with some Agilent equipment. Or anything else. They have tons of companies that do this and sell it. It's covert. Interbody coupling and electroquasi-static human body communication. Covert. Enabling covert body area network using electroquasi-static human body communication. Okay? So, going backwards, where did the human aura go? Intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance with the electrical engineers. Oh, so you're not allowed to talk about it, learn about it, or know about it, but they get to log in under your skin and do to you whatever they want to, unless they're working a job and they're not doing black projects, then they have some guardrails. But if they're not in the brick and mortar guardrails, well, hey, highest bidder time. So black projects is all about mercenary class. They'll kick your ass. Their equipment is usually better than any military, just saying. Which is why I'm doing everything I know how to do to help people not be afraid, get informed, quit lying to people about this. Because in bioterrorism, the present work focused on securing the biocyber interfacing of Internet of Bodies nanotechnologies and considered 3 prevalent bioelectrical transduction techniques, including bioluminescence, redox modality, and biological field effect transistors, using state-of-the-art machine learning algorithms. Yeah, that's how it works. Off of your own biology. Yeah. And it's a bio-cyber interface. Because we have so many options of how to log into you. The proposed security framework employed parameter profiling the distinct operating features of bio-cyber interfaces and aimed to identify anomalous operation. During validation, an optimal profiling accuracy ranging between 88 and 91% was recorded. The corresponding time complexity, scalability, and qualitative analysis of the proposed parameter profiling base framework leads us to recommend it for further adoption for improving Internet of Bio Nanothings security, November 2019. And here we are, logging into the body, and check it out. It's our favorite word, healthcare. So you go ahead and feel free to click on any of these. Like I said, I'll leave you the search. You're going to see the same thing every single time. They're protecting you from people hacking your tissue under your skin, because that's what they've been busy with. 14 years of augmenting themselves at universities, lying to everybody, telling them we're going to Mars, while they're filling our space with all these satellites that point down into us. Internet of Space things, CubeSat architecture. Boy, I hope you give me that big, pretty picture. Down, down, down. Oopsies. Somebody said on the channel that I'm one of the people that could argue with Musk. Musk is a puppet, but he is very smart. Yes, I would put him under. I know where he comes from. We don't have cousins. It's okay. So, 50 years of digital twins. Oh, you're throwing down. Elon Musk will never acknowledge my existence. He runs in circles I want nothing to do with. Sorry, folks. It's true. I'm here with and for you because I believe in God. I'm not here to argue with the puppet class of weirdos that took the job. I said no. That's how I ended up disabled for life. God has a bigger plan, folks. I really do believe that. That's why I'm still here. Gratias Deo, no fear. So, if you have a starseed person that you can possibly talk to, so long as they know about all these different things, because the biggest thing people freak out about is, oh my God, what am I really hearing? That's maybe synthetic telepathy, maybe not. I mean, you have to assess your own situation. But due to all the people busy making money all this time, and now hang on, think about it, their job was to tell you ghost stories and keep you sitting still and not be able to put it together. Just keep paying for them to deploy it. And that's what happened. We've had 20 years of this. 20 years. And that was the weirdest thing, because when Non-Vaxxer started, he really thought they were genuinely trying to figure out what was going on. And so as you know, he's reading Horizons Canada and all that stuff. He really thought that they would want to talk about it. No. And once they told him, after he said, it's nano.gov, right? nano.gov. That's all you got to do. And you will be at an official website of the United States Government National Nanotechnology Initiative. They wouldn't do that. They told him he was crazy. But Non-Vaxxer 420 doesn't fall for that crap. He's like, okay, what is going on? So here is your beam set. Okay. Social design, interverse, and metaverse. 5th industrial revolution. 5 stages of progression. Well, they look like they're doing great. They're very excited. The new reality. Welcome to the 5th dimension. We're going to log in and overlay your brain tissue, turn you into a cyborg. Oh, Sabrina, you're being hyperbolic. I'm so sorry. I am not. So inside of the red letters where professional people with jobs get to read, we find out that, hang on a second, in human augmentation, cyborg is very much a part of the plan. That's why the people who are biohacking, You guys are going to find out soon enough too. So that is part of what they want to do to people, and eventually, in my opinion. We also have Assistant Professor, Department of Chemical Engineering at the University of Rhode Island, exploring the promising applications of carbon nanotube-based biosensors, MIT and National Nanotechnology Initiative.
Welcome to Nano Matters, the podcast that explores examples of nanotechnology. I'm Lisa Friedersdorf, Director of the National Nanotechnology Coordination Office. Here with me today is Dan Roxbury, Assistant Professor of Chemical Engineering at the University of Rhode Island. Dan, can you tell us a little bit about the biosensors that you work on?
Sure. Thank you very much for having me today, Lisa. My work involves carbon nanotubes for a variety of different applications, and one of those applications is in the biosensing area. And actually, the main principle that we're using carbon nanotubes is that they emit light when they are shined upon. And actually, this is known as fluorescence. The fluorescence that they give off is in the near infrared region. If you're familiar with the visible spectrum from blue to green to red, near infrared would be just after red. We can't see it, but we have specialized detectors that can see that light. The near infrared light has many different advantages in terms of biosensing. So we can actually image carbon nanotubes through up to about an inch of biological tissue. And so this is much increased over conventional techniques. And actually, the other...
So we can see through an inch of biological tissue. Well, damn. Don't tell McDonald's McDowell. She thinks that nanosensors are a red herring. We don't want to disrupt her peace. She's very busy crocheting or something. And there ain't nothing wrong with crocheting. So we get into your other government agency. And this is the U.S. Department of Energy. In the context of this order, OGA is a permanent or semi-permanent federal organization, including supporting contractors, established by the executive or legislative branches of the government responsible for oversight and admin of a specific government function. In specific situations, other government agency can also include gubernatorial and legislative offices from state governments. Yeah, it's your continuity of government. And they include the DHS. There we are. Get out of my face. Oh, come back here. Well, I think I opened you anyways. Hang on. There we go. See? DOE. Yeah, baby. That's why that Q clearance is a bunch of boop, in my opinion. They're still doing it because apparently somebody good started it and then bad people got hold of it real quick and then a bunch of people lied about it. I don't know. Wasn't involved. But I know that the Q clearance is part of the DOE. Part of. So, we have OGA can also include gubernatorial and legislative offices, tribal governments. Examples of OGA include DHS, the CIA, the FBI, state governor office, and appropriately continuity of government controlled agencies from what I see. And I know why that is. That's what you're dependent on. Pray, people. It's not a joke. So, let's see here. Special issue on the biodigital convergence. Oh boy. Are you kidding me? I don't want to get caught up in all this. They've been planning it. Blah, blah, blah. Dear Lord. CIA reading room stuff? Of course. What did you put in there? CIA bioconvergence. Okay. It's a Google search. Oh, good Lord. Yeah. How to give people fatty liver by their race. E. coli, happy fun time. Yeah. Okay, I'll come back to this one. Should have read further on that. Jeez. Goodness. Yeah, well, our job is to kill people. I guess so. Good Lord. United States Air Force biotechnology, genetically engineered bioweapons and pathogens. Where are you? There we are. Okay. And this is why people defend non-vaxxer 420, because what I'm reading to you, he already has posted on his channel. This one's 7 months ago. The gravest danger to freedom lies at the crossroads of radicalism and technology. When the spread of chemical and biological and nuclear weapons, along with ballistic missile tech, when that occurs, even weak states and small groups could attain a catastrophic power to strike great nations. Our enemies have declared this very intention and have been caught seeking these terrible weapons. They want the capability to blackmail us or to harm our friends, and we will oppose them with all our power. West Point, 2002. Genetically engineered pathogens. There's your bioweapon. Using their biocyber interface, they can do anything they want. Go talk to your doctors. They'll tell you you're nuts. They will gaslight you. Go to the police. They'll tell you you're nuts. Try to get an attorney. I'm sorry, you don't work for the State Department? They'll tell you you're nuts. So how are you supposed to defend yourself? There we go. Now are you feeling like a targeted individual? Whoopsies. No, this is an engineered system that they get to use. That says 2010. But it's the most horrible bioweapon ever if in 14 years they couldn't get it to work right. Okay? This is about having an interface that they can log into you under the skin to do to you whatever they want. Truly. Okay? So now, the function of the biocyber interface. The biocyber interface in the context of remote patient monitoring is a technology that acts as a bridge between the biological signals within the human body and the digital world of the internet, essentially translating biochemical signals from implanted nanosensors into electromagnetic signals that can be transmitted and analyzed remotely, enabling real-time monitoring of a patient's health status. Next, the function of the biocyber interface, on the other hand, is to convert an electromagnetic wave into a biological signal, as described in. Why can't you just be crazy? I know, I was there, believe me. The synergist will tell you. I'd been there. Non-vaxxer will tell you. I kept beating my head against the wall. I'm like, man, I don't know how else I can make this more simple. The Emperor has no biofield because the biofield, which is the human aura, it's anatomical, is stuck over there with command and control. And all these crazy people who have been making it an industry, not only to lie to you and keep it from you, but to go out and teach our children to do it too. That's why the adults weren't allowed to read the college textbook. The intra-body area network-based molecular communication system is implemented using the following artificial intelligence. It's the Internet of Space Things! Nanoscale machines. Let's take a look at ResearchGate and see what they say, shall we? This ought to be a good time, too. Oh, it says binary. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Woo! Biocyber interface-based privacy for the Internet of Bio-Nano things. You don't need to know about that nano stuff. It's a red herring. Okay. The concept of the Internet of Bio-Nano things arose from the need for biological nanomachines to interconnect the intra-body nano network with the cyber internet, aiming to exchange information. And if you start screaming that again, I'm going to pull you back over to iGEM so that you can start admitting how long you've been doing that. Running nanomachines through people? Oh, that ain't new. Let's take a look at 20 years of that. The heart of synthetic biology since its inception in 2003. 80,000 students. 65 countries. Running nanomachines through your body. That's why there's so many of them. Gosh, biobricks. Standard biological parts using plasmid backbones and synthetic biological open language. Watch this. Synthetic biological. Well, here, I'll just take you to biobricks. Interchangeable parts. Yeah. And when you said, well, but they're putting RNA and DNA and all these different things in us. Yeah, they're doing that because they have biological circuits that they're using. with the air molecules called field programmable gate array and all that smart dust that responds to them and not you. Synthetic biology open language standards for BioBricks. 20 years. Isn't that something? Yeah. They're not afraid of the nanomachines. And why would that be? Regenerative medicine. What is regenerative medicine? This is all about life extension technology, people. The field of biomedical science that uses the body's natural repair mechanisms, with the help of a few nanomachines, to replace or regenerate cells and tissues. So where do we find out about xenobots and anthrobots? NPR. The truther community didn't want to talk about it. No, I'm not kidding. So the xenobots are older, the anthrobots are newer, and you can learn about it at Harvard or NPR in 2021, 3 years ago. The truther community is heavily infiltrated by a lot of people making a lot of money keeping this quiet for way too long. That's kind of the point. Okay? So, let's see. I think I've covered just about everything that I want to cover for this one. I'll come back with that CIA bioconvergence stuff. BioBricks, regenerative medicine. Now we got your interface. Please keep in mind that your Internet of Space things is nano-sized, and if you don't want to go to Mars a nanostep at a time, that's one thing. But given that everything is pointing down, that's a separate issue entirely. Okay, let me double check. Okay, biocyber interface search. That's where I was, way over here. Okay, so that's the first ResearchGate response. Now I'm going to go to images, and the search is, what is the biocyber interface for remote patient monitoring? And just like the other one, I'll leave them both. You're going to find out that this is already done for 20 years. There's tons of market share in industry, and that's why we made the 26 university list by alphabet, because a synergist got creative. I mean, it's ridiculous. This is just crazy ridiculous. Real-time remote patient monitoring, a review of biosensors integrated with multi-hop Internet of Things systems via cloud connectivity. Come on, you guys. 2024 on Applied Sciences, MDPI. There we are. Department of Electrical and Electronic Computer Engineering, of course. Okay. And it's going to be all about, guaranteed, watching people in their hospital environment. This comprehensive review paper explores the intricate integration of biosensors with multi-hop Internet of Things systems, representing a paradigm shift in healthcare. It's always your health. Real-time, remote patient monitoring. The strategic deployment of biosensors in different locations in medical facilities, intricately connected to multiple microcontrollers, serves as a cornerstone in the establishment of robust multi-hop IoT networks. This paper highlights the role of this multi-hop Internet of Things network, which efficiently facilitates the seamless transmission of vital health data to a centralized server. Crucially, the utilization of cloud connectivity emerges as a linchpin in this integration, providing a secure and scalable platform for remote patient monitoring. This cloud-based approach not only improves the accessibility of critical health information, but also transcends physical limitations, allowing healthcare providers to monitor patients in real time from any location. This paper highlights the transformative potential of this integration in overcoming traditional healthcare limitations through real-time, remote patient monitoring, which is why, if it's remote, if it's on the internet, it can be hacked. You have biosurveillance with your Department of Homeland Security, which is why it's a biocyber interface and not a bioweapon. It can be used that way, but as is with any tool, T-O-O-L, you could use it for anything. So let's not have this Maoist mentality circulating in the United States. If it's good enough for the college students, it's good enough for everybody, period. And if you want to help us here on the channel, tell the truth and start letting our youth know, hey, we know what you're going to school for. You really think this is a good way to go forward in the future? Because I got to tell you, I don't want anybody under my skin just because Greta started crying until you start telling everybody what you're doing with the rest of the world. When it comes to these systems controlling the weather and the atmosphere for all that molecular communication that is necessary in order to save the planet with all this smart agriculture, smart buildings, the plants, the trees, the animals, it's all smart dust controlled, and you know it. Everything got a digital twin. Save the environment for who? You? Because none of the rest of us are going to make it if you keep doing what you're doing at the rate you're doing it. Go get injected. Now do you see why they gave you donuts and lied about your biocyber interface? You're going to get it either way. Excuse me? Yeah, and look how many professionals lied about this. You don't even want to know. If you click on this link right here, this blue one, that's where the governments tell you point blank they did this for national security. You can cry all you want to. You ain't changing it. You're not turning it back. What do we do? Well, I don't know. I would think that the professionals who did all this should be held to account intellectually. Let's talk about it for what it really is, a biocyber interface. Instead of screaming bioweapon every 5 minutes and scaring the crap out of everybody, let's talk about it. Right, babe?
Yes.
Amen.
You have the conversation, you can actually elevate yourself and actually discern truth from reality. If everybody's kept hush, you're left with question marks and head scratching and fear.
Constant fear, as well as how can you trust anybody, any doctor, right?
The short answer, if I keep you in fear, I keep you under control.
There we go. And a special thanks to Dr. Grew and Dr. Chrysler for all the hard work they've done. A special thanks to Non-Vaxxer 420 and his library being there for everyone. And most of all, thank you, Synergist, for helping people learn. You are some of the best people out there. You're very funny. And now we're going to do karaoke. Amen. Whew. I wanted to ensure folks that due to Dr. Grew's post, which I didn't even know it was there, as well as Corinne's hard work, that I got to the biocyber interface notes, because Non-Vaxxer has a team of researchers he works with. And, you know, they work for themselves, but they trade things back and forth. And these were some pretty important documents. So thank you for your time, and may you be blessed out there. Amen.